Hey guys, it's Lisa Childs here from triedtestedandtrue.com, where I share with you Instant Pot inspirations and ways to feel confident using your Instant Pot. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make 5 different kinds of rice in your Instant Pot. Rice is one of the most basic things that you can make in your Instant Pot that every Instant Pot owner needs to know how to make and master. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of the most popular kinds of rice, which are Basmati rice, Jasmine rice, long grain brown rice, wild rice, and long grain white rice. So let's get going. So Basmati rice is pretty much the exact same way we make the Jasmine rice, except this time I didn't rinse my rice. This was kind of an oversight on my part, I just accidentally did it, but check the packaging on your rice to see, because some rice varieties advise you to rinse before cooking and some of them don't. It also affects the texture a little bit, so you do whatever you feel comfortable with. And why don't you tell me if you do rinse or not rinse your rice? I'm curious to know what you guys actually do. So add 1 cup of Basmati rice to your Instant Pot, along with 1 1/4 cup of water, along with just a dash of salt. Put the lid on your Instant Pot, lock it in place, and turn the knob from venting to sealing, and then cook for 2 to 3 minutes on high pressure with a natural pressure release for 10 minutes. A lot of people ask me if you can use the rice preset on your Instant Pot, which you totally can. That is a preset for 12 minutes at a low pressure. And so it's kind of that combined 2 high pressure, 10-minute natural pressure release that we do. But using the preset just kind of makes me a little nervous because you just never know. And so I like to just find my exact time that I know works for this exact kind of rice and not any other type of rice, and stick with it. After the rice is done, you can see the texture is significantly different from the Jasmine rice. It's a lot looser, it's not sticky, and this rice is really yummy for curry recipes. So I'm going to take 1 cup of Jasmine rice and rinse it under cool running water. I like using this rice rinsing basket because it has kind of these specialized grooves in the basket to help you clean your rice in the best way. The water doesn't drain out immediately out of the bottom. There are a couple holes in there, but there's still water in the basket when you're rinsing it. So that is like the perfect environment so the water can kind of rinse without just draining completely out. There's also these little grooves on the side of the basket, and there's this little part right here. So when you're draining the water out of the rice, it just comes right here and it catches every little grain. You're not wasting anything. So I love this basket. I'll link to this below as well. It's really inexpensive and you have to have it if you make rice a lot like we do. Next, add your 1 cup of rice into the Instant Pot with 1 1/4 cup of water. You can do up to 1 1/2 cups of water if you like your rice really kind of soft and sticky, but I think 1 to 1 1/4 is like that perfect spot to make perfect Jasmine rice in your Instant Pot. If you like, you can add a little dash of salt. I don't add any oil to my rice because that prevents the grains from absorbing as much water, and so I don't like to do that. Next, we're going to put the lid on our Instant Pot and turn the knob from venting to the sealing position. Next, click the manual or pressure cook button and adjust the time to 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes if you like just a tiny bite in your rice, and 3 minutes if you like it a little bit softer. Now, the 2 or 3 minute cook time is really short, but the secret to the rice is to let it steam for that 10-minute natural pressure release. And you can leave it in even a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but 10 minutes is the minimum that you'll need for this Instant Pot Jasmine rice. If you haven't already, take a second and please subscribe to my channel. You can press the subscribe button down below, and that will help you get notified every time I upload. We do Instant Pot recipes, inspirations, Instant Pot 101s, air fryer recipes, air fryer tips, and all sorts of general kitchen and cooking tips and ideas. After the rice is finished cooking, just take off that lid and then use a wet rice paddle or a spatula or a spoon and fluff up your rice so that it gets all incorporated and kind of adds a little bit of air and texture to the rice. So there you have it. That's how you make perfect Jasmine rice in your Instant Pot. The first thing that we're going to do is to make sure that your brown rice is in fact long grain. If you have medium or short grain brown rice, that takes way longer, but today we are focusing on long grain brown rice. This is usually found in your local grocery store. It looks like long grain white rice, it's just brown. So it's kind of long and narrow, very easy to find and to cook. So next we are going to add 1 cup of long grain brown rice to your Instant Pot. And then you can rinse it if you want to, but on the package this says to retain nutrients, to not rinse, so I just do whatever's on the package. To this, we are going to add 1.5 cups of water to the Instant Pot. You can also add some salt for flavor if you like. I prefer not to add oil to my rice when I cook it because it prevents the grains of rice from absorbing the water, so it will have just a little bit of a bite to it. Next, we're going to lock that lid on, turn the knob from venting to sealing. If you don't seal it, it will never come to pressure and it won't cook, it will burn, and you will be very sad. And then we are going to cook this for 15 minutes on high pressure with a 10-minute natural pressure release. To do that, you're going to press the manual button and adjust the time using the plus button to 15, and then after it has counted down from 15, the screen will say L for lapse time, and then wait until it says L10. That means that it's depressurizing on its own for 10 minutes. This time is actually really important for the rice because it's that time that it steams, it absorbs all the water, and so really make sure that you do that 10-minute natural pressure release. After the time is up, just open up that lid, fluff your rice, and you're ready to eat. Real wild rice is really beautiful. It's actually not technically rice, it's a grain, but it's black, it's long grain, and it's very toothsome, it's very earthy, and it has a really distinct flavor and texture. So this is how I like to make wild rice in the Instant Pot. First, take 1 cup of long grain wild rice and put it in a colander or a strainer and wash it off under cold running water. You don't have to wash the rice until it runs clear, just run it for a couple minutes until you get all the debris off. Next, add your wild rice into the Instant Pot along with 1.5 cups of water. I like to shake the Instant Pot a little bit just to distribute the rice and the water, and sometimes I'll even add a pinch of salt. It's totally up to you. Next, put the lid on the Instant Pot and lock it into place and turn the knob from venting to sealing. If it's not in the sealing position, it won't ever come to pressure and your rice will burn and not cook. Next, press the manual or pressure cook button and cook for 20 minutes. If you like your rice with a little bit more of a bite to it, you can do 15 to 20 minutes, anywhere in that range, depending on how firm or soft you like your rice, but my preference is 20 minutes, and then give it a 10 to 15 minute natural pressure release. That means that after the Instant Pot has counted down from 15 or 20, you will wait until it says an L on the screen, meaning lapsed time, and then wait until it says L10 or L15, depending on how soft you like your rice. After that, turn the knob from the sealing to the venting position to release the rest of the pressure, and then you can open up your lid, fluff your rice, and enjoy. Wild rice is not a sticky rice, and so when you fluff up your rice, you may still have a little residual water or broth at the bottom of your Instant Pot. That's totally normal, and you can just mix it up into the rice, or if you would like, you can put the Instant Pot lid back on and kind of steam it a little bit longer. Or what you can do is push the saute button and kind of just let that water cook off and evaporate. Wild rice is a really yummy rice to put into soups or to eat with grilled meats or salmon like we have here today. It's really good if you add a little bit of butter and salt or seasoning to it, and it's a really healthy rice as well. So that's how you make wild rice in your Instant Pot. I usually rinse my Japanese white rice, or if the package tells me to, but this one doesn't, so we're just gonna go ahead and scoop it right out of this little container. If you haven't watched my pantry tour video, you can go ahead and watch that one. It's where I got these awesome containers. So we are gonna do 1 cup of rice. I'm using a 1/4 cup, so it fits in this little pantry container I have. And this is the same kind of rice that I use to make my famous rice pudding recipe. I just got the sweetest comment on it today saying it was the best rice pudding recipe that they've ever had. Made me so happy. I've got 1 cup of rice in my Instant Pot, and then I'm going to add 1.25 cup of water, just right on top. And then I usually just give it a little bit of a shake, just to make sure that it's kind of distributed evenly. And then that's it. Some people like putting salt or oil in their rice. Using oil will make the grains not absorb quite as much water, so there will be a little bit more of a bite to them. So I just prefer to do water and rice. Now that we've got our rice and our water in our Instant Pot, we're going to put the lid on. Make sure that your knob on your Instant Pot is turned to sealing every single time you pressure cook. It will never come to pressure and you will be super sad. So we've got it on sealing, and then we are going to cook for 3 minutes on high pressure with a 10-minute natural pressure release. If you decide to press the rice button on your Instant Pot, it's just a preset, it will set it to 12 minutes on low pressure. So I am going to do 3 minutes on high pressure by pressing the manual or pressure cook button and then adjusting to 3 minutes. Once the Instant Pot beeps, that means it has recognized whatever number that you have put in there and it's starting to cook. Once the Instant Pot has pressurized and the pin has come all the way up, that means that it will start its pressure cooking and it will start counting down. Once the Instant Pot has finished pressure cooking for those 2 minutes, an L will appear on the screen, meaning lapsed time, and then you'll want to wait until it says L10, or it has lapsed or naturally released pressure for 10 minutes. After that, we can just open up the Instant Pot lid and your rice will be done. So if the pin is still up, then just release the rest of the pressure by turning your knob from sealing to venting. After the pin drops, we can take off our lid. So we'll just take this off. And the Instant Pot will automatically go on keep warm mode. But with rice, I don't recommend keeping it on the keep warm mode for a long extended period of time. Otherwise, the rice will dry out. Now we've got our rice, it looks perfectly done. When you're ready to serve your rice, you usually will use a rice paddle or like a wooden spoon or something like that. But here's a tip, if you wet your spoon or whatever utensil you're going to use to scoop your rice, it will prevent the rice from sticking. So we've got our rice paddle and we're just going to fluff up the rice. It looks great. All right, let's scoop up some of this perfect Instant Pot rice. Got this in here and it's not sticking to the bottom. It's perfectly cooked, but if you taste this version and you want it to be a little bit softer, if you don't want quite as much of a bite, all you have to do is just add a little bit more water, maybe a 1/4 cup, and add a little bit more time. This is how much that 1 cup yielded, and it's perfect for just a little family or for about 1 to 2 servings. We're gonna go ahead and just take a little taste of our rice. The rice is cooked perfectly. I like my rice to have just a tiny bit of a bite to it, and so this tastes perfect for me. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 5 Instant Pot rice recipes. If you like this video, you will love this next video I have here. It's 4 Instant Pot chicken and rice recipes. They are so good, super easy, and I know you're gonna love them. So go watch those, and we'll see you next time. Bye.